Hey, you all do me muckers. Always catches me out. That does. Always catches me out. How you doing? And welcome back to another midweek mumble. So, first things first. Little disclaimer on the bottom. This is an over 18s channel, so if there will possibly be swearing. If you're sat next to somebody who don't like swearing, stick some headphones on. You'll be sweet as a nut. So, I'm just going to run through who's here at the moment. So we got Peaky, Paul. How you doing, Mucker? Graham. John McPhee, Buster, Todge29, Danny. We've also got Backroad Tourist, Howie, Mark Moto Rider. So how you all doing? Aren't you all okay? So we're going to enter the guests now. So we've actually got who I'm going up to see next weekend. I can't actually wait. Is Graham, who's actually having an absolute nightmare with the route in the minute. Because I keep messaging him going, well, don't forget we need dinner, we need breakfast, we need a brew stop, we need this, we need that.
You're getting a kicking when you come up here.
Yeah, so yeah, next Friday we're heading up to Scotland. So there's myself, Joe Harrop, Andy Harrop, Jay Crazy Legs on a bike, and Phil from My Moto, the big gaffer from My Moto. So yeah, we're all going up and we're all going to meet some of the Scottish vloggers from up there. So it's gonna be absolutely brilliant. And genuinely, we've been speaking about this now for probably 3 months, but it's getting to the point now. I feel like a kid at Christmas. I really just can't wait for it to come. It needs to just hurry up and come. I just want to get up there. So yeah. And yeah, mate. And whilst before we bring Alan in, but I just want to say thank you for sorting the route out, because it's not easy. If any of you guys do the routes that are in the side chat, if you start looking at routes, you've got to plan in your brew stop, your dinner stop, your afternoon stop, possibly. Then you got to look at like we was, if you're catching ferries, what's the likelihood of that happening? What's the likelihood of us not getting to a ferry or getting the time so they all sync together? It is quite difficult. It is quite difficult to kind of get it to all fit in together. And if when you're money up there a day or two, it is quite difficult. So, but I just want to say thanks to Graham.
I'm trying to make sure I don't take you on the same route she's done last year on the same roads. That's a tricky bit as well.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, it like I say, Matt, I just want to say thanks for most lads down from the south. So
I don't think yet. You've not done the route.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and my other guest is Alan from Blue Yonder. How you doing, Muck? Are you okay?
Very well, thank you. Nice to be here again. Cheers,
mate. No, like I say, mate. If you've come on before, mate, and I do say, if you're always welcome. You're always welcome on, and I do say this quite regular. It's nice to have people message me to say, Fenton Martin does it quite a lot. Graham does it a lot. Stevie Exeter Rider does it. Message me and say, I can jump on if you want to, and it just helps me out then. You know what I mean? I ain't got to start, pestering people, because it is quite difficult sometimes to get people onto the live stream. So, I'm just going to run through these. Evening Peaky, Paul. That is again John McPhee. Evening, mate. Buster. We'll be seeing Buster in Scotland. If you go back about 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I did a live with Buster. You've also got Todge29. How you doing, mate? If you go onto Todge's channel, so Todge and Howie is currently doing audio tests with the Cardos. So they've actually got a really good setup using the Cardo, the Mini Mic, and the Mic 2, and it's pretty clear. I think it's as clear as you're going to get it, to be honest.
Yeah, it was good.
I've actually pinched the idea off them. I have actually told them I've pinched the idea off them, and I'm going to try and use it in Scotland. I've just got to get the settings right at the moment. But yeah, so you got Danny there. We've also got Backwell Tourist, Paul Sparrow. How you doing, Mucker? I hope you're okay. There we go. I've just been talking about him. Mark as well. How you doing, Mucker? You okay? Anybody else? Oh, there we go. Biking Critter. Scottish Biker Abroad. Ooh, where's abroad? Where's that? Grumpy Biker. That's a class. That's a great name. That is a great name. And also just whilst I've bigged up Todd, I'm going to big up Ewi now, because to be fair, you know, I'm quite fortunate, so I've got a lot of these lads' phone numbers. So, you know, when I'm having a bit of difficulty trying to find a setting or try and find something, I can just message them. Or in my case, I do a lot of video WhatsApp messages, because at least then you can see what you're on about, and you can see. You can't read into the text, if that makes sense, because you know you can see people, you can see the face of how they're saying it. So yeah, Holland. Okay, that's all right, mate. I've been to Holland. Only ever been to Holland once, and it was mega.
Flat.
So what we're going to kick off? What we're going to kick off with?
It's Buster's brother. Did you see that? It's Buster's
is it
brother.
Buster's brother? So if you watch any of Buster's channel, so Buster and his brother did a big trip through Europe, and they did like a lot of the like the European countries. I never knew that. Evening. So how you doing, John? You all right, mate? So that's pretty cool then. That's pretty cool. So, well, giggling, you don't just sat yourself for watching TV. Yeah. So I was watching. I have actually got Nico's pretty cool. So Nico will sit on the sofa with me and watch the telly. And if Adam Reedman's on, we'll both just sit there like just watching him with amazement. How good he is at making YouTube videos. You know what I mean? If I have a bit of a man crush on him, I'd be pissed off. But he's amazing. He's the one channel that I constantly get to watch.
His videos are great,
mate. It's like a mini movie. Everything he puts out is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
It's really good.
Yeah. So basically, I watched TMF yesterday on his live. Not longer. I think I was on there for about 30 minutes. Jumping on and off for about 30 minutes. But I wanted to ask him this question, but I never got opportunity. So I'm gonna ask the lads in the side chat, if you've got a channel, and obviously us three on here, what do you actually think about the AI tools now within the editing industry? Because some of the stuff that I use Filmora, so some of the stuff you can use in Filmora at the moment is absolutely brilliant, and it's almost getting to the point where you could make a flawless video with no wind noise, no pop squares, farts, bubbles, no engine noise, nothing. Do you know what I mean? You could like your thumbnails and stuff like that.
I use DaVinci Resolve Studio, and we're on version 19. Yeah. And it's got quite a few AI attachments, if you want to call it that. But version 20 is coming out in the next week or two, and it's got even more AI tools in it. So I think they're great. I mean, as you said, I can cut the wind noise down to nothing, zero. I mean, I could ride along my bike and make it sound as if I'm sitting in an office. You know, all you hear is the voice, nothing else. So,
but that kind of defeats the object, doesn't it? Really.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't do that, but you know,
I know, but it's just it sanitizes it too much if you're not careful, doesn't it?
Yeah, I usually set the voice isolation to about 8%, which just takes the edge off it a wee bit.
Are you on 19.4 then, Graham?
Yeah, whatever the latest one is, 19 something. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Because I use Resolve as well, DaVinci Resolve, and I know Brian's had issues with it in the past and prefers Filmora, but I actually found it a lot easier than Adobe. I switched from Adobe.
Right.
And 8's free unless you go for the all singing, all dancing, because that was the other thing I had noticed. couple of features I wanted to use were obviously the locked bit that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like their model because you pay the one-off fee, don't you? Then that's it. You don't have to pay any subs every year or anything like that. You know, you just get automatic upgrades, don't you? So yeah. I quite like it. I think it's good. And if it's stuff that makes editing quicker and easier, then I'm all for it, really.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's like Gary was saying there. There's some good stuff on there. I think for the, I do like some of the thumbnails. I do, but for me, still at the moment, they're still very cartoony, looky-likey. Until they start getting a bit more realistic. Because, like I say, I've used them in the past. Yeah, but if they can get them a bit more realistic, like a photograph, because like I've been looking back from mine, so all the thumbnails I've done through AI have not done very well at all. And then I've done thumbnails where I've just let YouTube pick the thumbnail, and it's done really well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's like how we were saying there about, you could oh, there you go, you could do a voiceover. Do you know what I mean? But like you said, you're taking the kind of ride of experience, that whole kind of you doing the vlog, you talking yourself through the vlog with your subs, explaining where you're going, what you're doing, what the weather is, what the wind's like, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, how amazing some of the views are. And that's the other thing. I think the next stage, not just AI but cameras, you'll be out, like when you zoom in, the pixelation will be a hell of a lot better. I think that's the next. I think that'll be the next step. But yeah.
Well, look at cameras now. Look at the cameras we have now compared to 10 years ago. I mean, the difference is night and day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. It's like, like I said, the 360 cameras. When I first had that I think I had the X2, the 360 camera, and that, like I said, that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Even the X3, and when Jay had the X4 as well, they're brilliant cameras. But as soon as you start zooming in, it just blows out. Absolutely blows out.
I mean, I've got the X4. The picture quality's okay. It's not as good as an Osmo Action 4 or 5. It's not as good as that.
Yeah.
Especially the further it looks, the further into distance it looks, the worse it gets. So if you've just got it focused on you as you're riding the bike, it's fine. But from a distance, nah, it's not that great. But it's okay. I like the flexibility of it. I can make it a really, really wide shot. I can change the position of it. So, and I can do it through DaVinci. I don't have to use that stupid, what do you call it, Insta360 app.
Yeah.
So I do like it.
That's what kind of put me off. The fact that you've got to, like, for me using Filmora, I've got to edit that, or edit what I'm going to use first, then go to the 360 app, edit what I want to edit on there, bring it back onto the Filmora, and then start all over again. You just like, I just couldn't be doing it. I just couldn't be bothered doing it.
That's why I avoided 360 cameras for that reason. It's, for me, I mean, everybody's different, but for me, it's just too much faff. So I'm just still using bog standard GoPro 12s and 10s, and it works fine for me. So I think.
Yeah. Gotta say GoPro on my channel, right?
Okay.
I'll get fire extinguishers instead. But yeah.
Well, I've got a question for you now, Brian, and for yourself as well, Graham. Given what you were saying earlier on, Graham, particularly for you, I suppose, really, because you're saying you're getting a video out there every week, aren't you? You have been doing for quite a while.
From what I can see, I've done at least one every week for 8 months.
Yeah, which takes some doing. That's a lot of commitment and a lot of time as well. I mean, do you find, and I find this, and guys who are listening and by all means comment in the chat, that sometimes the old YouTube malarkey, it gets in the way of actually enjoying your riding if you're not careful, and it can sort of take over. And there's been times when I thought, sorry, I'm just going to pause this. I can't be arsed with, you know, put the cameras on today. I just want to go out for a ride and actually enjoy the ride without having to think about changing batteries and, you know, going a particular route for the, you know, for the camera, etc., etc.
No, it's I'm the opposite. I love taking the cameras out on the bike. Apart from commuting to and from work, I don't think I'd really go out my bike without the cameras. I always take them with me.
You see, I'm a bit like Graham. I'll always set off doing a vlog 90% of the time. Whether I do the vlog or whether I edit the vlog is at the end of the day. I'll kind of get back because like on Friday, on Saturday, I met up with Richie Vida for a bit of breakfast and we went out for a ride and I started doing a vlog in the morning. We met up, had breakfast. I put the cameras in the back box. I was just like, right, it's just nice. Just me and Rich went out, had a ride, had a few cups of coffee, a few cups of tea, had a chat, and that was it. It was just really nice. Like I say, putting the cameras away and then going for a ride. But then Sunday, when I met up with Jay on Sunday, I met up with another sub called Paul, and he met us. But I was trying to test then the audio, so I took the cameras out on that to test the audio. Again, I wasn't going to do a video, but Jay, I don't know whether you've seen Jay's channel, but Jay crashed his bike the weekend. Not a bad crash, so you know it was like a bit of a shale road. Basically, Paul had stalled, and Jay was coming down a bit of a slope and just not hit him hard, but just glanced the back of him and fell pretty hard, like on himself. But yeah, so now I've got that crash. I'm gonna do a video. Yeah, I've put crash right at the top just so he gets loads of views.
Yeah.
But no, he's all right. I've texted him tonight, just to say, because like I say, to be fair, you know, I'll come off a couple of months, 7 weeks ago now. My rib's still right. It's still right. But yeah, you know, I know how it feels to wake up the next day and you're like a bit sore. Then you wake up Tuesday and you're like, Jesus Christ, feels like I've been filled in. And then Wednesday comes and you're like, I'm struggling to wipe my arse here. I'm struggling to yawn. I can't laugh. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's you know, it was a bad crash, but he just landed really, really, really fucking heavy because he was going fast. He kind of just thudded, but it was all like on pebbles and stuff like that. So
yeah,
so yeah, but yeah, nice. I think that as far as vlogging every time goes, unless I'm purposely not taking the cameras, because I do that also.
Yeah.
I sometimes roll the bike out and say, right, I even put in the cameras on because I want to go and have a lick. You know what I mean? I want to go and have a blast.
I don't film the whole time. I'll maybe have a destination and I'll film to the destination, but on the way back again, I don't put the cameras on. I leave them off at that point. There's no point in filming back the way you just came. So, you know, and I can do my own thing then. So.
Yeah, slow bar, low bar. I think you hit the nail on the end, mate. He to be fair, because he asks on the video whether you think he was too close or what, and everybody said he was too close. Me personally, I don't think he was too close, but you know, I've got a video coming out on this about Friday about opinions and comments and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like I say, I don't think he was too close. I just think the fact he had momentum and Paul stalled, he had nowhere to go. If Paul wouldn't have stalled, we'd have all gone over the bridge. But he stalled, literally, obviously, and just stopped the bike dead. And then, like I say, Jay just couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't go anywhere at all. But yeah, but yeah. So I can see the AI thing now, actually, I wouldn't say taking over, but taking a lot of the editing out of it for people.
Well,
a hell of a lot of it.
on version 20 of DaVinci, they've got this new transcribe. I think you can transcribe the video, and it'll just give you it'll give you all the sentences of everything you said. And what you can do now is, if you don't like one bit you said, you just delete the text, and it'll delete it from the video. It'll cut that bit out, so you can actually edit the video just using what you said.
Yeah.
So that's an AI thing as well. So
I'll tell you a good thing.
It's good for getting rid of the ums and ahs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, on Filmora, you can use. There's an AI tool on Filmora where you can press it and it takes out all anything over like a second and a half. It'll reduce. It'll take out all the dead spots,
all the gaps.
Yeah, all the gaps. Which again, I think's good. But like sometimes I quite like. I can sometimes sit on the bike, go out 10 minutes, done the video, done what I wanted to say in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Turn the cameras off and crack on. But there is probably a minute or 2 minutes in there where I won't say it's silence, but I'm not talking throughout the 10-minute period. But I've done it in a 10-minute block, so I know I can put the cameras together, bang, there you go. Hardly any editing, and push it out. But you know, it is a good tool that getting rid of the silences.
But then if it became that easy that it was one click and that's your video edited, I don't think I would like that, because I actually like the editing part of it. You know, keeping this bit in, cutting this bit out. So I don't think I would actually like that.
Question is, would it make it quicker on rendering, both, you know, within the software and also within YouTube as well? Because it may improve that as well, may improve the speed.
If they could improve the quality of the render, yeah. I mean, I do my rendering in H265 now, which is a .mov file.
Yeah.
It's better compression and it's a smaller file size, so I can get a 10-minute video and only be 2.5 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes, because I'm using H265, and it seems to render quickly to 4K on YouTube as well, quicker than an MP4.
Yeah, because exactly. I'm doing MP4, and it takes hours and hours. Sometimes, if it's a 20-minute video at 4K, it can take seemingly 4 or 5 hours sometimes.
Aye, no, mine's is 15 minutes and it's rendered to 4K. Unless YouTube prefers that file format, maybe, I don't know.
Possibly,
maybe.
Got fucking Chewbacca in the room. So we got Danny asking there, slightly off topic. Looking at getting some new comms for the helmet. What you got? Last time me and Danny went out, he's got a Senna and I've got a Cardo. So we actually tried to Bluetooth the two devices together, and we couldn't get it Bluetoothed, even though his Senna is actually a mesh Senna. So I thought it'd just be, you'd be able to go onto each other's mesh as well, which wouldn't work. No. So we ended up basically ringing each other, so we could talk to each other. Oh. But it might sound daft, but it was the easiest way, and it was probably as clear as the mesh. But like for me, I've always used Cardo. Always. When I first started riding with the lads from Harley, when I had my Harley, so there was 8 of us riding there, and when we all looked into it, all the other lads wanted a Senna. Apart from me, I wanted the Cardo. And the main reason why is because when I looked into it, everybody raved about the Cardo or the quality. It was the quality. It didn't sound like you're actually on a radio like the Senna does. So I ended up getting the Cardo, and then from that we all got Cardos. But you can have up to 32 riders on one channel on a Cardo, not 16 anymore. It's 32 now. It went from 12 to 16 to 32. So. And I do think most people now, have got Cardos. I don't know. I don't know anybody who's got apart from Danny. I don't know anybody who's got a Senna.
I've got Cardo.
Yeah. Oh, happy birthday, Danny. Sorry, mate. I don't know it was your birthday today. Happy birthday. But yeah, unless I'm going to, and again, this is probably another. I wouldn't say off topic, but if you're going to buy one, I'd probably go back to the Pack Talk Bold because the battery's better. The battery was lasting me all day on the Pack Talk Bold. I've gone to the edge and probably I'll get 8 hours, 10 hours at a push now before I've got to chuck it on charge again. Where that Pack Talk Bold, I could charge it up and it'd last me literally all day, every day, all day.
I had a Pack Talk Slim, and quite frankly, it was a load of crap. It was. I had two versions. I sent the first one back to Sports Bike Shop, and they replaced it free of charge, I'm pleased to say. But the second one was just as bad. It wouldn't charge, would not charge up properly. And every time it was a spot of rain, it used to get in the workings and it used to pack up. So basically that's in the bin. But I was persuaded against my better judgment to get another one. And I've got the Edge. I have to say, so far, that is better, but it's not been used an awful lot so far. And I know you guys like Cardo, but I think they're overrated. I would personally, if I was buying one just for me to use as a comms device for interfacing with all the other stuff, I'd go for a Senna. But because of what you've said about that compatibility with other people if you're riding in a group, because it's become almost the standard, the Cardo, you tend to go down that route for that. So my advice would be, if you want it to comms with people, link up with people who you ride out with, you're probably better off with the Cardo. But for me, if I was just buying it for my own use, I'd just go for the Senna because I think it's more robust.
Yeah, like I say, I've never used Senna. I've never used it. It just went like I say when we started looking into them. I just again like you only look for something that you want to hear good things about, and I genuinely believe that. Do you know what I mean? But I did hear bad things about Cardo, but not enough to kind of put me off. But yeah, that 100% I'd go to a Bold. In fact, I've actually bought Graham's Bold, Pack Talk Bold, off his old helmet off him. So because
did I send you that?
No, not yet.
Did I know?
No.
Yeah, near I have. I'll get it next week. I'll send it.
I might as well get it off you next week, can't I?
Aye, so yeah, that's even better.
Just wait and I'll take it off you. Gravy Davey's got one here. I have a dilemma, lads. Test Road, a lovely 24 plate MT-09, absolute beast I am. I test road. Me and a couple of lads went up to Scotland a couple of years ago. One of the lads had an MT-09, proper nice bike, like a wheeling machine. But compared to part with my Tiger 800, would you move from a touring stroke adventure bike back to a super naked? I think it all depends. All depends, mate, on how much off-roading touring you're doing. Because that Stevie, who had the MT-09, he's been everywhere with us, mate. He's been to Austria on it. He went to Norway on it. He's been to Black Forest on it. He's done Scotland on it. So, yeah, I think it all depends on what you're using the bike for. You know, if you're actually going adventure riding, i.e. off-roading, you know, seriously off-roading, then keep the Tiger. If you're not, if 80-90% of your riding is going to be on the road, get the MT-09, 100%. That would be my advice. How about you, lads? What would you suggest?
I would keep the Tiger, but that's just a personal preference. I'm not into the super naked bike, so. But if you're doing a lot of touring and things like that, well, you're probably better with the Tiger for wind protection and all that kind of thing. But if you're just doing a Sunday blast, well, MT-09's the bee's knees for that, isn't it?
Craig.
No, what I was going to say is, my view is that I think, and you've kind of answered it, Brian, which is it depends on how much of what type of riding you're doing. If 90% of the time you're riding on a road and it's a Sunday blast and it's, say, up to 100 miles, then go for the MT-09 if you had to choose one or the other. Because if you're only using the touring bike once a year, and that, as I say, is probably 10% or less of the total riding that you do, is it that important that you have a specific touring bike when 90% of the rest of the time, you know, you're out just going for a blast and you'd much prefer to be on an MT-09 or a similar bike? Mm-hmm. In the ideal world, you'd have both. And you know what? That's not as daft as it seems, because if you're thinking of trading the Tiger 800 as money to go towards the MT-09, for the amount of money you're going to get for your Tiger, is it worth actually trading it? Would you be better off keeping it? You know, so these are the things, you know, that's what I would say. These are the things you need to consider, really.
Yeah, maybe Dave, have a look or go to the dealer and ask if you can have like a weekend loan of the bike and get some touring miles underneath your belt, get it out, you know, go and do, you know, 200, 300 mile on it over the weekend. Because at the end of the day, what you've got to be is comfortable on the bike. If you're going, like say, if you're doing road riding, and you know the Tiger 800 is capable of doing that, and it's comfortable, and you've got a screen where you're keeping the water off you and the wind off you, and then you jumping on an MT-09 that has got absolutely nothing, and you're going to be doing tours with the wind hitting you and the rain and all the rest of it, mate. That ain't going to be a nice experience for you. So
at the end of the day, you can tour on any bike. Any bike is tourable. Yeah. It's degrees of difficulty. It makes it a damn sight easier, and as you said there, Brian, more comfortable on a bike like the Tiger, both for riding position, weather protection, all that economy, all that sort of thing. But you can tour on anything. I mean, I don't know if you've seen. Did you see the Tim Roddy rides when he did the? He did his tours around, I can't remember which part of France it was. It might have been the Vosges on his MT-10. So he was riding around the Vosges, and you know, Tim's a lot younger than me, so he's got probably a slightly more firmer ass. But I mean, he toured quite successfully on an MT-10. So you can tour on an MT-09. It's just that it will be harder. End of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I must admit, like I say, Stevie, who's got one who we ride with, he hasn't got. He's actually sold it now, but he loved his. And like I say, he went everywhere. Everywhere we went, he went on it. And he had a lot of fun on it as well. As soon, you know, we get into places, you're having like a couple of days here, a couple of days there, and you can chop your gear off. You know, strip the bike down. You know, he's having some proper fun on it, but. On the flip side of the coin, it's individual choices. It's how comfortable it's going to make you feel. If you're going to be going to do long distances, it all depends on how you feel. If that Tiger's doing the job, then keep up, or buy a cheap naked. Go and buy a Bandit 600. Go and buy a Ducati, a cheap Ducati Monster for $2,500. Do you know what I mean? You've got both bikes. Then you've got a naked bike and a touring bike, But yeah, that's what I do. I ask for a long-term loan, ask for a long weekend, and go and get yourself to 200, 300 mile on a day on it, and then see how you feel. See how the fatigue is, as Exeter's put it, and see what it is. Looks like foreskin. I don't know what it is. I got a clue. Yeah, so that's what I did. V4 Sunday Blast. See, if I had another road bike, I'd have a MV Augusta. If I had another one, the Brutal. That bike, I absolutely love it. Love it. Definitely have one of them. I got so excited we couldn't even finish. Mary Poppins. It could be Mary Poppins. I ain't got a clue. Evening Muckers, Andy Arab.
Practically perfect in every way.
Yeah. I was going to say gibbity gobbity goo, but it's that, is he? I don't know what it's called. I don't know what she says. I've only got if I could turn the camera around, he sat watching it. He sat watching the telly. Let me see if I take a photo. But yeah, you know, I do think you've got to you've got to ride the bike first. There we go. He's class.
He's saying, "Why are you interrupting my viewing?"
Yeah, can you not see I'm watching the freaking telly?
Yeah.
Can you keep it down? Can you keep the noise down? I'm watching the telly. Because Paul, I've upgraded to the Africa 1100. As my hat never hurt so much. So I set up right on it to the VFO and lean forward. Just killer on the neck and the shoulders for me now. I found that with when I first bought the BM, I found the base of my neck and the top of my shoulders here was absolutely killing me. As soon as I bought some bar risers, I bought the bar risers and pulled them back. Perfect. No issues. Never had it since. So, yeah. Was that the one you put a video meeting Rich, ain't you, Paul? Is that the new 1100? Because Rich has just got the new 1100, and that thing can shift. I tell you, me and Rich went out on Saturday, had a bit of a play, and we had a good play for a good hour going through the Peak District, but yeah. Yeah, I got his dipstick out. Yeah, I got one, mate. He's had it cut off. I'm not. Yeah, he's Exeter. I'm not a dog man, but Nico is special. He is special in more ways than one. He is special.
Like
yeah,
his owner.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, I'll remember that, Graham. I remember that next weekend.
You're still getting a kicking when you come up here. 10 Scottish motovloggers waiting on you.
Yeah, I'm going to walk in that boozer. You're more going to film me, you know? Yeah. Oh, it's yeah. I'm honestly, I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's the older Peaky, not the 1100. Oh, right, okay, sound. Because that one that Richard's got, man, it's proper light. It's the new one, and it's the standard one as well. It's really, really light. Yeah. Honestly, it's a really nice bike. Really, really nice looking bike. That new Africa 20s. Really, it really is. Yeah. So, but yeah, what I'm gonna have a little chat about now is tyres. Right then. So I've got the Trail Max Raids on at the moment. I've only done 4,000 miles on them tyres, and the back's done in already. The back tyre's done in already after 4,000 miles. I personally will have another set of them Trail Max Raids. If you've got two bikes and you're running two sets of tyres, then it probably ain't a problem. But pardon me, for me, I'm averaging. I was just talking about this with Graham earlier. I'm averaging 1,000 miles a month on my bike. So it's costing me to run my bike with tyres about £50 a month to run my bike with the tyres, and I need something that's a little bit more hard wearing. When I had the Road 6s, the first set of Road 6s I got 8,000 miles off the back tyre on the first lot, and then on the second lot I got 6,000, and I thought that was quite decent. But all these 80/20 and all this kind of stuff, I just ain't getting nowhere near 5,000 miles, and it's just absolute. Like I say, it's just shredded. There's just nothing in the centre of the tyre. There's loads on the outer edge of the tyre. There's just nothing on the centre of the tyre. So, what are you running at the moment? What tyres are you running? Are the road tyres? Are the off-road tyres? Are the 50/50 tyres? Are the 80/20 tyres?
I've still got the tyres that came with the bike. Although I'll need a rear this year. It's the Bridgestone Batlax A41, I think it is. It's on them. And I'm quite happy with that. I'll just replace with the same tyre, the rear. I've got no issues with that. I've not had any problems with it. 1% of my riding on the bike is off-road, and it's forestry commission road, so I'll just stick with that tyre, I think.
Well, mine are obviously road tyres because I've got road bikes, but I've always liked a bit like you saying there, Graham. I've always liked Bridgestones. They've always suited me generally. Having said that, I've had Road 6s and other bikes, and they were absolutely fantastic tyres. So I get why people rave about them. They are expensive, but it's a classic case of you get what you pay for. But generally, because I've had a lot of Hondas, and I tend to find that Bridgestones work really well on Hondas. So if I'm on a Honda, generally I'll stick a pair of Bridgestones on.
I mean, there's a few people in the side chat actually saying the Bridgestone tyres are probably the harder wearing tyre out of them. Like I say, them Road 6s I had, that first set of Road 6s I had, mate, I did about 8,000 miles on that back tyre. I was flabbergasted by it. It was absolutely brilliant. And then I chucked another one, and I think I got about 6,000 miles off it. But it's like as my riding changed now, I don't know. Because I'm just smashing through back tyres. The back tyre, honestly, I only changed that back tyre in December.
It is a heavy bike, isn't it? And it's got a lot of torque. So, it is going to smash through back tyre, isn't it? And if you're getting more confident as well, Brian, particularly on off-road, you're putting a lot more wear through the tyres, aren't you? So it's to be expected.
Yeah. It might be also, I don't use the front tyre very much because I keep wheeling.
Accidentally.
Oh yeah, accidentally. It ain't done on purpose.
those tires you've got, surely they're going to wear more on the road than off road.
They should do, yeah. But I just think 4,000 miles really low.
Aye.
Even on the road, because they've got to be some kind of road based, because like say the same ones as Richie Vida uses, and he rides all year round on road, off road, and everything. But you kind of look. I'm looking at it from his point of view. So I'm looking at it, the amount of miles he does. I probably do 4 times the amount of miles he does. You know what I mean?
Nice.
He might do one big trip a year, which uses a set of tyres, where I'm doing a set of tyres and probably 2 rears, maybe 3 rears a year.
I say Grumpy Biker's just set a world record on a set of Bridgestone Batlax 3. He's getting 110,000 miles out of a set, so that's pretty good.
No, 11,000.
11,000 miles.
I think that's what you should say.
11,000 miles. That's decent. That's a mileage. 11,000 miles.
Grumpy Biker's get the exact same bike as me. That's the one I was going to buy, and he bought it before me. Same colour and everything, but green to you, Peaky.
Is he? I was going to say he's bought the green one as well.
Aye, exact same bike.
Yeah. 50/50 enduro tyres, and I get 7 to 8k out of my tyres. Fucking hell,
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
See, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting about between 6,000 and 7,000, but these are shredded already. Road 5s and Road 6 are really good. I put the GT6 on my FT. Reading it since, all right. But because of the GS, you can only get certain tyres on it for the GS. So yeah. I had the 6 on my bike last year, 8,000 miles. So I got 6s on it once it's stuck really done. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go back to a more road based tyre to get a bit more tread, a bit more wear out of it. Zog, how you doing? Oh, you're okay. 790 it's mega light. It's road 6s. Nearly 9,500 miles. Wowzers. 9,500 miles on a set of tyres. Okay now. I've got the Batlax on the VF4, do about 1,000 a month. I tend to ride a little aggressively. I don't believe that slow bow lobo, Watching your videos, I don't believe that. I think I've
That's
done
what I'm
about
going
6K since
I
I
reckon
fitted
by the
them.
time I need to replace this rear one, I'll have done about 7,000 miles before I need to replace it. But then my bike's only an 850. It's no like yours, and I'm no like you. So, Peaky.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I was just expecting more off them tyres. If I'm being honest, I really was. I mean, I got more than that off them Avon tyres, and them Avon tyres are like £120 cheaper than the Tramax Rage. You can get a set for £225. Do you know what I mean? So for under £300, you could have them fitted. Under £300 for a set of tyres. Do you know what I mean? So it's well worth.
Get them while you can, because you probably they've gone out of business, haven't they, Avon? So it's just basically using up stock, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Again, bridge down 8,500 miles, mate. I'll have to have a look into these. They weren't technically worn either. Just put a fresh set on before winter, mate. Oh, man, I can't believe that. I'll run more tyres to the absolute limit before I get them changed. Yeah. Rear Dunlop on my Transalp. Yeah, like I say, by the looks of it, the bridge, like John's saying there, the bridge down T31s. I'll have to have a look at them.
Yeah,
I'll have to have a look at them.
The other thing to remember, because if you got a new bike, the standard tyres, it might say Bridgestone T31s on them, but they're not the full fat T31s. It's the ones that sell to Honda or BM or whatever, and they're never as good as the ones that you'd buy from the tyre shop.
That's what I was going to say. The A41s I've got, that's the ones that came with the bike new. So I believe that there is a thing where they're not quite as beefy as if you were to buy one separately, which means I'd probably get 8,000-9,000 on another one, maybe. You know, so
it's quite possible.
Yeah.
It's like Exeter saying there about the Versi. I had a 650 Versi, and it was between the GS, and a lot of people are going to believe this, but it was between the GS and the Versi 1000 what I was going to have. Because I test rode the Versi, and I absolutely loved it. It was absolutely brilliant bike, and I couldn't actually decide. And it was until I took the BM out the second time, I was like, I'm going to have the BM, because the second one I had all the sat navs and all the panniers on it and everything, and that kind of ticked all the boxes for me. Then I wanted that particular look at the time. I wanted that metal boxes and all the rest of it. Where now,
was that a 1250, Brian, or a 1200?
1250. So, and like I say, now I'm completely. I've sold my boxes, sold my racks, sold my rails, and I've just ordered. Well, I ordered them. I've won a set of Krieger bags. Off a bloke in Milton Keynes, so I've won them, and I'm going to be collecting them in the next couple of weeks, I think, because he's away at the moment. So, but yeah, he's bought about £2,000 worth of Krieger stuff, and I won it on eBay for 650 quid, which he ain't happy about. T31 2013, saying he'd had them on his 990th, lasted 8,500 miles. See, I'm gonna have to have a look. The Road 5s. I never used the Road 5s.
Great tyres. Superb.
I never used them. I went straight to the Road 6s. Yeah. But I heard some really good things about the Road 5s. Ditch pump engine. Yeah, my 6. I love my 650. Absolutely loved it. I honestly wish I could have kept it, but I needed it. I needed to chop it in to get another bike. Test ride Versi made me want an adventure style bike. Got my Tiger for stupid money. Yeah, I mean, like I say, that Versi I had, that 650 was ace. It had off-road tyres on it. It was wicked. Honestly, really, really good. A bit underpowered, but it was sound. It was sound. Peaky, might be that your bike or shaft driven and Richie's AT chain, more direct power. That's a good fucking point. More back wheel to the first setting, rider setting affecting your wear on your tyre. That's a good point. Bust that. I don't even think about that. Mate. I mean, when I spoke to Rich afterwards, we pulled up at this cafe stuff, and I showed him up back tyre, and he'd put a back tyre on after me. No, he'd put a back tyre on before me, and mine was shredded compared to his. And he reckoned he'd done more miles than me. But yeah,
So
it's just go on.
So it's your riding style then.
By the looks of it. By the looks of it. Boxer Twin. Moto Tour Island, how you doing? Light to the game. I mean, honestly, you might sound boring, but tyres intrigue me. They never used to, but once I started racing and I started learning about different compounds and how the compound's made and how it works in, like, for wet tyres and dry tyres and slick tyres and all the rest of it. I found it quite interesting to actually sit and listen to, you know, people, the lads who were changing your tyres for you, listen and explain stuff to you, and what about the dissipation of water and stuff like that.
So I'm going deviating a little bit on that topic, and it's unscripted, but it's not in tune with all you off-road guys. But I don't know if any of you watch the MotoGP, talking about racing and tyres, at the weekend, and the Maverick Vinales fiasco when he rode the wheels off the KTM. Did he end up second? I can't remember. It was second, wasn't it, in the actual race over the line? And then they docked him 16 seconds, so he ended up something like 14th because of this ridiculous. If somebody can explain to me the theory behind this tyre pressure rule, you know, please do, because to me it makes absolutely zero sense. Zero sense.
Well, what the low tyre pressure does? What the low tyre pressure does is it makes that tyre so the compound patch of a tyre at, for example, I think I used to race at 25 psi on the back tyre, 25 psi on the back tyre. So it goes from 25, for example, and if you drop it to 23, it makes it wider, so the contact patch on the track's wider.
But why penalise somebody for it? It makes zero sense. Zero sense. I just don't get it.
Well, it don't make no sense to me, because if you've got a wider contact patch, you're actually going fucking slower. In the corners, it's slowing you down. You want a thinner tyre. You want a more arced tyre, basically. You want a big tyre.
They're in danger of almost turning it into an F1 type ridiculous scenario if they're not careful.
Yeah,
you know, where it's all about the rules and less about the racing.
Yeah.
But like I say, mate, unfortunately, it's stipulations, and you know, I'd like to see is MotoGP, for example, or somebody just to go make the fastest bike. Let's see how fast a rider can go around.
It's as simple as that. Whoever gets there first. End of. You know.
Yeah. Well, they even started looking at putting what's it called? What you put in your balloons to make your voice go funny?
Helium
in the tyres, because then the helium don't warm up as quick. It don't warm the tyre up as quick, and it will stretch the compound in the tyres and stuff like that. Fucking mad. There you go. Exeter ran at 26 psi when he won the TT. That's when he was with John McGuinness doing 130 mile an hour laps. So, see you later, Yander. See you later, Andy. So there's me, Andy, Joe, Jay, and who else? Phil from my moto. All go up to Scotland next weekend. So, yeah.
Where have you decided exactly where you're going yet, then, Brian? What's your route?
There we go. Go on, Graham. What's our routes, Graham?
The route to Scotland, or
no? We're going straight up the M6 through the Lake District, and then through Galloway, literally through the middle of Galloway Forest, up to Uplemore, and then that's us done because it's about a 9-hour day. That's just on normal roads. You know, we can't kind of deviate too much because, like I say, it's a 9-hour day already. So, but whilst we're up there, Graham sorted us a couple of routes out. So where are we going Saturday, mate?
Saturday, you're spending most of your day in an area called the Trossachs, the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park kind of area, all round about there. Sunday, where are we going?
Galloway
Sunday,
Forest, maybe around there.
we're making our way to Inverary through a few B roads. Then we're going over that forest, that 12-mile forestry drive off-road bit over the hills to Loch Awe, along Loch Awe, and then another loop on the way back again. So should be good.
Yeah, very
Should
good.
be good.
What's the name of the pub at Inverary? The pub hotel, the big white one on the front. You know the one I mean, don't you, Graham?
I do know the one you mean. I can't remember the name of it. It's right at the pier, isn't it?
Yeah. They do brilliant coffees and stuff in there. It's a great place to go.
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
To be fair, the one that we're stopping in again at Uplemore, I booked it again because it was just such a nice pub and they were so ever so friendly. They let us park the bikes out the front. They put the cameras on the bikes for us. To be fair, there's nobody about. It's one of them pubs where there's one pub in the area and that's it.
Yeah.
And there was all sound. The food was really nice. The beer was all right. You know, it was just sound. It was just a really, really nice pub. And like I say, the only down point was the they don't start breakfast till 10 o'clock of the morning. But obviously we're met by then. So what they did is they put us like a little packed lunch kind of thing in a cool box. But then by the time I'd had a shower and got out, fucking Jay had ate mine. So we did both of our breakfasts. And he just thought, I don't know why, but he just thought it was for him. So I get out the shower and there's Jay at like 4 bags of crisps, 2 lots of sandwiches, all the fucking eggs and the meat and everything. I was like, well, where's mine? Oh, was that for us? Was that for us? He'd ate the lot. So, well, yeah. But yeah. Hey, Peaky, I ordered the GPS Osmo remote. Good idea. If you're gonna run the Osmo actions, yeah, the remote's bang on because you can overlay a lot of stuff on that remote. A hell of a lot of stuff. Lean angle, speed, height, distance, everything. Loads. Yeah. So yeah, they're about 70 quid. 70 quid.
I told you might be right. It might be Inverary in the hotel.
I've just Googled it. It is. Yeah.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. So right then, lads, we've been on an hour. Fucking that has flown by. Right then, so what we'll do is I'm going to scroll through all the people that was in the side chat quickly. If I miss anybody out, then if you can do me a favour and shout them out if I miss them. So we've had Pecos Paul, John McPhee, Buster, Todge29, Danny, Bat Road Tourist, Paul Sparrow, Mark, Scottish Biker Abroad. That was really good as well to have the brothers on. That was really nice shock. That was nice. Biking Critter, Grumpy Biker, Howie, John Pell, Gravy Davy Rides, Riding Through Grief, A Life Journey, Slowbo Lobo, Motorrev Craig from Motorrev as well jumped on. Mark Moto Rider. I don't know if I said John McPhee. Fentua, Exeter Rider. Danny. Andy Arup as well. Pecos Paul. I don't know if I said Pecos Paul. Zog D, thank you very much. Also, thank you for your membership, Zog, as well. Really, really appreciate that, mate. John Pell, Moto to Island as well. I think that is about it.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank everybody in the side chat for jumping on tonight. It was absolutely brilliant. Really, really, really enjoyed it. Pete Ski Rides as well. He's just literally just jumped in. But yeah, thank you to everybody in the side chat. It's really good to have a chat and to have you guys interacting with us and kind of talking within the conversation what we're talking about and your responses and how you feel about tires or what's relevant to you for what we're talking about. So really, really do appreciate it. And obviously I want to thank Alan as well and Graham for both coming on tonight and making the live, both also streaming the live by the looks of it. So
yeah.
I hope you get loads of views off that, because obviously then if you ever do this with me, lads, if you go on to StreamYard and create a free account, are streaming 1080p, so your channels will be in 1080p. But what happens is if you stream it, your viewers you'll get your views on your channel. I'll get them that they come on your channel. So if ever you want to come on, then just let me know. But like I say, if you go onto StreamYard, make a free account and then you can stream it. If you do want to come on, then just let me know and we can have a chat and see if we can sort something out around the date. Always nice to have
and
old
also,
and new guests.
Also, a suggestion for you, Brian, is
Go on.
all the guys who've been in the chat, etc., and ourselves, any ideas for future topics? Anything you want to talk about in a future live stream, we can do it, can't we?
Yeah. I mean, like I say, it's. I don't know. I don't know if I've got time to go through emails and write topics down. I usually just make them up about 10 minutes before I come on, or if there is a particular topic you wanted me to talk about, or get a group of people to talk about, then just let me know. And when I get it happening, then I'll bring that topic up and we'll have a chat about it. But yeah, if you if you got any questions or anything, then just fire them out to them. If you go into my channel, you got my email address is on my channel, the Peaky Bike Alive, and just go over to there and just drop me an email. Like I say, and if you do want to come on, then again, just drop me an email again. You're always welcome. So, great vids. Thanks, Zod. No, I really appreciate it, honestly. So, as usual, guys, if you can all stay safe, keep your family safe, and I'll do one thing, which is smile. Come on, Graham. Smile. There you go. Sound. Until the next time, that's me, the Peaky Bike Crowd. I'll see you all soon, muckers. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye.
Ciao.